Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Introvert Dating Success podcast and video show. I'm your host, HarryWilmington, and this is the show where we teach you how to attract women using your natural introvert charm while still getting your precious alone time. And today's show is called Hold On Loosely. And the reason that I'm calling this show that is because it is based on the logic that comes from a song that I've been hearing heavily a lot these days called Hold On Loosely by this band named, it was 38 Special. Yes, by 38 Special. And so when I'm driving around town, I like to listen to music in my car. And as of late, I found this great 80s mix that is on my Apple Music. So I'm a big 80s fiend. I was born in 82, so I grew up in that era. And I didn't necessarily hear all the songs back then, but as of late, I've just been trying to catch up on that music. And so there's several songs that I hear on repeat over and over and over again. And so one of the songs that I started hearing more and more was this song called Hold On Loosely. And the more I started to hear it, the more I realized how prevalent the song lyrics actually were as it pertains to dating and relationships in general. And so I thought it would be an interesting thing to share with you because as you're on this journey, you might not recognize all the time some of the things that you've been doing wrong. And I think this song encapsulates just how important it is to not hold on too much to a person or try to control them. I want to read you the lyrics to the song because I want you to really get what these guys are saying. And I heard the song like dozens of times before I finally realized, it wasn't just passive to me. It was like, these lyrics are really like basically breaking down how to be as a man when you're in a relationship with a woman. Because like I said, women want to be able to date guys that are secure in themselves and that will also give them the freedom to be themselves without trying to control them too much, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just read you briefly the lyrics to this. And I'm gonna jump around because, obviously as a song, it has lyrics and then it has chorus, different lyrics, same chorus, refrain, same lyrics. I'm not gonna continually read the chorus to you, but I just want to give you the lyrics of this song so you can get what I'm talking about, okay? So the first verse goes, "You see it all around you, good loving gone bad. And usually it's too late when you realize what you had. And my mind goes back to a girl I left some years ago who told me, just hold on loosely, but don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you're gonna lose control. Your baby needs someone to believe in and a whole lot of space to breathe in." Second verse, "It's so damn easy when your feelings are such to overprotect her, to love her too much." Then it goes back into the girl telling him to hold on loosely, but don't let go. Then you got the bridge says, "Don't let her slip away, sentimental fool. Don't let your heart get in the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then it repeats itself. I also looked up the inspiration for this song because I very much like to know where lyrics come from and how songs are created, okay? So the guy that helped this particular song, I'm just going to read this to you real quick here. It says he was in a writing session with some of the other guys, and when he went to the session, the other guy already had a title for the song called Hold On Loosely. So he says from there, he says, "I got the title Hold On Loosely," and I go, "Yeah, but don't let go. My wife of 32 years now, this is what broke us apart when we were teenagers. I was getting too close. I was getting too serious for her. She didn't say hold on loosely, but that's what was in her heart." So as you can see, these lyrics are based on a situation he went through whereby the girl he was dating, they broke up because he was getting too close too soon. He was getting too emotional. And she was just kind of like, "Hey, like, you can love me, but like, you got to like back off a bit. You got to like give me the freedom to be able to like make the choices that I want to make in this relationship." And a lot of the messages that I get from guys are messages that say something basically like, "Hey, I was dating this girl, then all of a sudden, she broke up with me." But they'll point out to me, "Oh, well, I told her that I didn't want her to see these people or hang out with these particular groups of people, and I wanted her to do more of this for me and that for me, and she wasn't doing it, and then she broke it off." And so there's something to be said about giving a person their freedom, because in order for a relationship to work, both people have to feel as though they can be their authentic selves while still being with the person that they care about. And particularly for women, women need to be able to feel as though them being with you is their choice. Okay, it's not something that's being forced upon them. It's not something that's like you have to control them to say you have to love me and you have to kiss me these X amount of times a day and you have to have sex with me this amount of times a day and we have to go out X, Y, and Z. And by the way, you have to stay in the house and you can't see these people and whatever. Because those are not loving actions. If anything, those are controlling actions that will feel like they're being done by a narcissist who is also very insecure about themselves to the point where they feel they have to control and know where the woman is at all times, or else they're going to freak out and it's not going to be a good thing. Okay. So if you find yourself struggling with women and you've noticed in the past that women have said things to you like, hey, like, you got to let me loose, or why can't I do this thing, or why are you trying to control me? That's a big factor that plays into this. Okay. Now, as it pertains to being an introvert, this is even more so an issue because, it takes us a long time to bond with somebody. So when we bond with somebody, we want to keep them around. And sometimes as a result of that, that can result in you doing actions that you think are going to be ways to help them prove to you that they actually want to be around you. But all that does is push them away. For example, if you're a guy, if you're an introvert, you like to be alone, but usually when you're in a relationship, even though you need your alone time, you find that you're cool being alone with that other person there because you care about them and they're familiar to you. And if they're familiar to you, then it makes it easier to want to be around them for longer periods of time. But the problem can arise when like she wants to go do her own thing, or she says, hey, I'm gonna go have a girls' night out, whatever. And all of a sudden you're like, well, you should be spending time with me. Like, why would you go hang with other people? Or who are these people? Are they all girls? Is there gonna be a guy there? Like, what's going on? And you don't think to yourself that you're sounding like you're being controlling. You're to yourself thinking, well, these are things that she would do if she loved me. So I'm just telling her to do these things so I know that she loves me. But again, you have to let her choose those options, okay? And just because she's not always hanging with you and just because she has other interests doesn't mean that suddenly she's putting you to the wayside. It's interesting. A couple of days ago, I actually went and saw the Angry Birds movie Part 2. Yes, I liked the first one, okay? It was funny. I thought it was hilarious and it was colorful. And I liked the people that did the voiceovers. So I saw the second one. And so in the first one, you have the character Red, who is his whole life, he was like neglected. People didn't like him. And so he's feeling some kind of way about himself. So by the end of the first film, he saves the town and now everybody likes him. All right. So in the second movie, it starts off where everybody in the town still likes him for his heroic deeds. And then there's another threat that comes. And so now, in order to prevent this threat from destroying their island, he has to work with some other birds and or pigs to make this happen. But what he found was, let's say, for example, they needed to come up with a plan to attack this third island, okay? So he would have a plan, and then somebody else would come up with a better plan. And then you'd see a little flash in his head of like, oh my God, like they created this plan without me. Therefore, now I feel some kind of way. And so because of that feeling that he had, he would now try to supersede that plan and say, well, no, we're going to do things my way and your plan's terrible and we're not going to do it and this is that. And it was all because he was insecure that if he let other people do things that were not things he thought of, that it meant that they were going to suddenly try to leave him. He's going to be an outcast again and he's going to be alone. And so you yourself might have those kind of fears where you think, well, if this girl's trying to do other things or do stuff without me, it means that she's really trying to leave me, or she's having a better time with those other people than when she's with me. And therefore now I have to try to control the situation. And I'm here to tell you, if you do that, you are going to lose her quick. You're going to start seeing her suddenly push away. She's going to stop answering your text, stop answering your phone calls, stop accepting dates from you. And you're going to be thinking, well, what's happening? And then you're going to try to push even harder. And the harder you try to push, the more controlling you're going to seem and the more it's going to push her away. Why? Because you're not holding on loosely. Holding on loosely basically means, hey, you know what? You hold her hand and she knows that she's with you, but you still keep your hands loose enough to where she has the freedom to choose you, and also to still be herself and feel like she has the freedom to do that, which when you give her that freedom is going to actually make her choose you more often, to where she's going to legitimately be in love with you, because you're not like all the other guys she's dated who try to control her and tell her what to do, but you trust her so much that she doesn't want to abuse that trust, and she wants to actually be in your presence a lot more. Okay, so I recommend listening to the song. It's actually a great song, but really get a chance to read the lyrics, really take in what they're saying about not being so controlling and trusting yourself. If you've attracted a woman and she's with you, you have to trust that you are good enough for her to want to be around and to choose you and not step out on you, and to want to spend time with you because she truly loves you. So anyway, that's all I got for today's podcast and video show. You can see this video, by the way, if you want to, on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in Introvert Dating Success, and my channel will pop up. You can also see these videos with the podcast and download the podcast at introvertdatingsuccess.com. If you have questions you'd like answered on the show, you can go to introvertdatingsuccess.com, go to the contact page, and you can write me. Also, go there to check out some of the great programs we have there. The Smart Digital Dating Program, which will help you with your online dating and your phone app dating, as well as the Top Secret Dating Blueprint, which you can check out. It'll allow you to figure out once and for all how to do everything from attracting girls at parties, or from online dating, to how to get them on a date, what to do on that date, how to handle various arguments with them, how to tell where her attraction level is at, what things to continue doing to build that interest level, all the way up to what to do when she says to you, hey, what are we? I want to be your girlfriend, okay? So check those programs out at the website as well. And also, if you like the information you heard in this podcast and you like the stuff on the site and you want to make a monetary gift donation, then you can do that at the site as well. I'm Harry Wilmington, and I will catch you guys on the next podcast and video show. I'm out. Peace.